Not that long ago, actually, right? Before you were born. Not that long ago before you were born, right?
Yeah.
There was a time, and I suppose since time began, there's always been banks and bankers. And they only care about one thing, and one thing only, and that is money, right?
Mm-hmm.
They care about making money for their institution. And even though that when they welcome you in, they'll tell you that they think the ground couldn't hold you, and they'll welcome you and treat you so well if they know you have money or they can get money out of you. They're very little interest in you if they can't get money out of you. But that's neither here nor there. And in the world we live in now, when we go shopping, we're all tapping, aren't we, and paying with smartphones and paying with watches and all that kind of crack.
Yeah.
So in the past, I suppose there was always money and coins and notes, and then that turned into gold and jewels and different ways. But there wasn't the computerized systems, right?
Yeah.
So computers only really came on the scene, I suppose, realistic for a lot of people in the 1990s. They were there since the 70s, and they were there in different forms, but they only came on the scene then. And computers were always used to speed up the work of man. That's what they kind of said, the man and woman, sorry. And the idea that they would basically help us. So the computers are handy. The way we watch smart televisions, we type up stuff, we open emails, we can connect with people all over the world. Sure, it's never been handier, never been easier. And computers do that. And computers do have a thing called memory. Like the memorize stuff, that kind of way. You can open up, the way you open up InShot and it'll remember the last film you worked on. That kind of way?
Mm-hmm.
And if you open up maybe an old Snapchat, or even going to open up your photographs on your phone, the memory, i.e. like the brain, remembers all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's very, 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 very delicate. And back in the 1990s and the early 90s, when there was a thing called the Celtic Tiger undergo in Ireland, there was 3 old bankers here from Wexford. And they were usually old men in their 40s and 50s, and they were usually nice spoken guys, and nice suits, and they played golf, and they drove nice cars, nice in a big house, and they lived the life. They were like pigs at a truck. They were just nice guys, And they worked in the bank and did a good job, and they were very, very respectable because they had access to money. And a lot of people didn't have money. And when you don't have money, I suppose and when you don't have money, you don't have things. And I suppose it's only natural when people want to climb up the ladder a little bit in their lives, they want to have things. They want to have things that are a bit better than what they had before, and they want to have a bit more money than they had. And that's only normal. It doesn't make you happy, but it's normal, right? Does that make sense? So people like you think of Nellie and them when they lived in their little house years ago, or Dickie, or any people you'd know, the old people, they lived in, the conditions in life were very, very different than they are now. So during this time, it was a big economic turn in Ireland, and there was a good bit of work, and there was businesses opening up, and there was money around. Now these boys decided that this was a great opportunity for them, because when you're in the business of dealing with money, this is the right time, right? The banks are going to do well. But we're also developing the computer system, right? And the computer system they had developed, right, was a computer system where normally computer systems would remember stuff, okay, Mick Fortune has €144 in his account, and then if I take €20 out, it knows then that I've got €124 in my account, and it keeps a memory and record of that, the memory of the bank. And that's what the systems normally were for. But these boys decided to kind of work with some computer guy, and they were going to basically get the computer, the memory, to kind of do stuff for them so that they could kind of mess it around a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Now, they should have been following regulations and rules with regard to what people should get a loan of and what people can afford, but they tweaked the systems a bit. So they got the computer's memory and messed around with it a little bit to suit themselves so they could make more of the old spondulics, right? So, what would happen was the 3 of them had the system in place. There were three branches in Wexford: Gorey, Enniscorthy, and Wexford Town. And the 3 of them were all in the same, out of the same pocket, right? And what would happen is poor old Tommy Murphy go in and say, "God, now hi Tommy, how can I help you? God, I'm looking for the loan of €2,000, he says. 2,000, what do you want that for, Tommy? He said, oh, well, there's a Nissan Almira for sale there now in Fairley, Burns and Gorey, and I said, I'll be able to afford that now. It'll be a right little car, better than the one I have. €2,000 in Almira, he says. It's a good car, but not a great car. I thought, well, it's the best I can afford. He says, well, tell you what, Tommy, he says, I'll give you 5,000 today, because I like you. But Jesus, Tommy, God, this is something queer. I went in for 2,000, getting 5,000. So what does Tommy do?
Get 5,000?
He takes the money. He says, by God, I'll take that, he says. So you've nothing to worry about, Tommy. He says, I'll give you 5,000, now you go buy a better car for yourself, right? My friend here sells better cars than that. He says, tell him I sent you. So your man gets the 5,000 and says, how will I pay you back? He says, oh, don't you worry, Tommy. He says, pay you back. See, that's the reason why the banks make money, lads. They'll get you and then you're hooked in. Then you have to keep paying them back, right? You have to keep giving them money and giving them money and giving them money and giving them money, right? And they'll make a thing called interest on it. So if they give you €5,000, again, you pay them back, you'll have paid about €7,000, right?
Oh.
So that's how they make the money. They won't be happy now. If I got €1 off Eppie and give €1 back, no, they don't want that. They want €1.20 off you instead. You with me? So that's how they make their money. They charge you interest. Now, you can understand that too when people don't have money. But one of the things is they want to get you hooked. They want to get you in debt. Because when you're in debt, then they've got you by the winky, right? They've got you where they want you, right? And once you're in debt, then what will you do? You'll work. And when you work, you'll keep on working and working and working. And sure, listen, the whole thing turns around and keeps going around for them. That suits some people, not all of us, right? So, another man goes in. Sorry, how are you doing? I want to get €7,000 for a fitted kitchen. Oh, fitted kitchen. Where's the house? Oh, told my household. Lovely. He says, what kitchen are you getting? Oh, well, I'm getting this. Oh, God, he says, I wouldn't get that kitchen. I says, you need a modern space, he says. You need a kind of contemporary space. Do you know what you really need? He says, what? He says, you really need an extension. It's an extension. He said, yeah, but sure, I couldn't afford an extension on my house. So you've come to the right time, man, at the right time. He says, I'll give you €40,000 today. You go get an extension built on that kitchen and get it lovely with lovely light and glass and contemporary, and it'll be just minimalist and brilliant. And he says, yeah, sure. No worry, you pay me back and we'll work out arrangement. I'll just type it into computer here. And everything was typed into computer. Oh, the computer has it all here now. And manage this, right? And what he was doing was, and he was actually changing the interest rate as well. So he was getting more back, right? And he was, everything the retrieving were doing, they were coding this, they were fooling the system, right? You with me? Man goes in to buy a house, 140 or 50,000 euros. Oh, no. He says, oh, God, why would you have a new house if you don't have a brand new car? He says, a new car. And you might as well get a 4-wheel drive like a Range Rover. The new ones now are 60,000, the Vogue are. I'll get you one of those. Oh, no bother at all, says the man. And this went on and on and on. This went on for about 6, 7, 8 years, right? And people run themselves. Everyone had everything, right? They had big houses, big cars, everything, right? But they were all in debt, lads, right? And they were all in debt with these three men in Gorey, Enniscorthy and Wexford. Now, they were fooling the computer system. Now, the computer system should have been doing its own thing, just managing, managing the money, doing what it was trained to, like a calculator. But they were doing something else. Now, one thing which I forgot to mention was they kept doing this and this and this and this and this. There was a massive downturn in the economy, 2007, and the world crashed. This happened all over the world before you were born, and loads of people all over the world. The banks got in trouble, and there was no money. And all the price of a house that man may have paid 150,000 for, now the house is only worth 100,000. If someone went out and bought a new car and the car was worth 5,000 euros, now the car was only worth 2,000 euros. You with me? Mm-hmm. But the thing was, the poor old people who bought it still had to pay back the 5,000 euros, even though the car was only worth 2,000. And when your man push came to shove, when people would come back to you, the three boys, the boys would go, sorry, the computer says no. I'm looking at the maths here. We agreed a thing. You cannot, you have to pay. And he's going, but I've no money. I've nothing at all. There's no work. I've lost my job. Oh, well, I'm very sorry, he says. And this went on. Every man, woman and child that came into these three lads. No, sorry. And again, the government and the state backed them up. No one did anything. And some poor old creators went to jail because they couldn't pay back the money. And the real problem here was them three fakers who gave the money out and fooled the whole system. Right? Now, the thing was, because we live in the southeast, they say computers don't have their own brain. You with me? But because we live in a temperate, warm climate in Ireland, where the temperatures are just right, for some thing, it appears that the computers developed their own way of thinking outside of being told to do what the man did. So normally when you work on the computer, what do? You press the buttons, don't you? It doesn't have to think. But what happened is the computers spotted something. There was something inside the processors and the memory. They noticed irregularities. And some people say computers don't have souls. But something happened here, right? And the computers actually reacted to what the men were doing. Some people said that nowadays when you're watching something on YouTube and then the ad pops up a day later, if you're talking about something to your friends, next minute you're on YouTube or on somewhere, and what happens? The ad pops up. Some people say your phones are actually listening to you. They know. You know the way Siri and all them are on your phones? Siri and Alexa, they say they're listening to what you're thinking about. So if I'm talking to you about buying a tractor, the next time I go to Google, what comes up? Tractors for sale. So computers do have a brain, and this is one of the turning points in it, right? Right? So Ireland was on its knees. Poor people were absolutely in bits, could not pay back, and all of Wexford was in trouble. Not us and Mammy now, but loads of other people were. But what happened was the computers decided they were going to get their back on these three men. So the first fella, apparently he was caught. He had documents where he was fiddling the system, right? And he had a shredder that was hooked up to a USB on his computer. And he was shredding all these documents. You know those shredders go in?
Yeah.
And he was getting rid of all the evidence. And what happened was, they all wore shirts and ties and big suit. Not big ties to be all like, I'm very professional with a tie, you know. But didn't the old whore's tie go down into the shredder when he was getting rid of his A4 documents? And it pulled him in. He was, oh, my tie is stuck. And next minute, and I just pulled him down by the neck. And it got his skin and just pulled in his neck. The next minute it was blood everywhere. I just kept going. And the bank staff came in from Gorey one day, and all they found was your man lying on the floor, his head gone, his two hands holding onto the desk with all his documents, and blood everywhere. And no one knew what it was. I said, oh, this is the weirdest thing that's ever happened, a freak accident, right? But it wasn't. See, the thing was the shredder was hooked up through the USB, through the network, and through the system. This is all back in the early days of early internet, and all the banks were connected. The next fella in Enniscorthy, you know what happened to him?
No.
He went in, and they had a big bank, the big vault in the bank in Enniscorthy, and in the vault was loads of gold. See, gold is very heavy. You know the blocks of gold? Do you ever see them on telly and cartoons? And they're all built up like blocks. And he used to go in every now and again and just look at them and go, oh God, I own you. I own you, and smile. All this gold is worth so much. That's what it came down to, these big reserves of gold. And one day he went in and went down into the safes down below there now in Enniscorthy. I'll show you the bank someday. And he went in, and you know what happened to him?
What?
The strangest thing happened. The gold wall just fell over on him and crushed him to dust almost. It was so heavy. Just poof. And it went in, and it was like a mountain of gold, like a pyramid, like a sugar, like a sprinkled pile of sugar. And underneath was your man, and he was flat as a pancake with the gold. Again, people couldn't understand how the gold could move. Was there a train underneath the town? Going to Enniscorthy, the trains go under. Was there something happened? But he was gone. Fried bread, toast. And the third fellow was down in Wexford. And again, he had all his deeds. That's where he used to keep all his money. He used to keep all these deeds of all these properties that he had. And he had a controlled room, kind of a little cabinet, like what Jimmy Carroll's used for the strawberries. And he had this controlled room, a temperature controlled room, right? And he in this temperature controlled room. And he used to go in there every now and again just to, look at the documents and everything. But again, like the other ones, they were organized, they were controlled by the computers, right? Okay, all the systems, or even the room where the gold was. There was, there was something to do with there was some kind of computer system there, right? And your man went into the. He used to look at all these deeds, and all he was looking at was bits of paper, and he thought he was the best man in the world. Oh God, that there deed is worth 3 million, that deed is worth 5 million, that deed is worth 300,000. I've 5 of them, and blah blah blah. And he went in, and there was a massive kind of like a big fridge door, right? A fridge door would normally you need about 3 people to close it over, but he went in. It was just normally left. It was to close it properly, you need about 3 people. But he went into the room and he was looking around. Next minute, the door closed over. And he said, oh, God, he couldn't understand what happened, right? But you know what happened?
What?
The computer systems actually turned the what do you call it? The temperature gauge up. Not the temperature gauge. And sorry, they turned it down actually. And it went down. And your man froze inside in the thing with all his deeds. And when he opened it up, he was frozen. And when someone walked up to him and just touched him, he shattered like glass all on the ground. And that was the end of them 3 boys. Now the thing was, apart from their families missing them, right? Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, maybe the dog missed them. Still poor people were still in trouble. Do you know what? So the computer systems, you know what they did? The computer systems internally themselves wiped all the records. So there was no records left of who owned anything. Are you with me? And got rid of all of that. Right? Or in some cases, they just went back to what people actually owed, right? But I got rid of all that. Sorry, no, I'm wrong. I went back and I got rid of all their debt. But the most amazing thing was the computers, money. This is before you were born. The money, people were needing money so bad that the ATMs, anytime to put money in the ATM, what would the ATM do? It would spit out the money. So they used to load up the ATM with 5,000 euros, and you'd be walking by and the door would open up now, beep, and all the money would scatter all over the floor. And it went on for the summer of 2008 in Wexford. All the ATMs spat out money, and the banks kept throwing money into them. What did they do? Spat out the money. And that's why you won't find ATMs now in certain places now, because the computers actually try to give money back to the people and give money back to people so they could buy bread and food and milk and get their hair cut and stuff like that. And those 3 men were gone. And they always say now, whatever, that the computers actually never trust the banker still. But they said, always trust the computer. But most importantly, always trust your own instinct with regard to money. The end. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Do you like that?